out there was a lot different from last weekend. How would you describe it?
That's what it felt a lot better. It was good. We had a good crowd, and we filled all our mat sides, and people were excited. And that's what happens when you win. People get excited.
when you're walking off, does that feel like one of those where it's like, I know there are times when you feel like, okay, we fought really well, and does that one just feel like one where you just let it get away from you guys in a couple spots?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like there were. If I'm thinking about the weights, there were probably 2 or 3 weights, maybe 4 weights where we're holding on to win. We're winning the match, and we just hold on, try to ride it out. And I actually told the guys this in the locker room. The margin of error in our sport is very little. You have very little margin of error in wrestling. And it becomes a lot smaller when you don't wrestle. When you wrestle to not lose. When you wrestle to hold on. When you wrestle to win, you widen that gap, and good things happen. Even after bad moments. When you're wrestling to win, good things happen.
So, what do you know why there was only one official today? Just out of curiosity.
I don't. It's my understanding the ref got a call last night saying that our second man couldn't make it, and that's all I really know about that.
Do you think it could have made a difference? It could have made a difference in lots of points, but certainly in the last match with Josiah.
Potentially, yeah, in a couple spots there. But again, it's not like the last match being Josiah. It just happens to be happenstance. There was 2 or 3 other matches that we were winning, that we should have won, that we could have done better in, that we held on to win, that changed the outcome of the duel, right? And so I don't look at one particular scenario where it comes down to one last match is that match. I look at it as we had a team effort.
Right. Before we get off that match, I saw you sort of moving down toward the side because they're in that corner. Could you take me through what you were seeing there? I mean, because it looked like Josiah might get the 2, and then they ended up getting the 2. Could you take me through what you were seeing there and hoping for?
I was trying to coach my guy, and I was trying to help him work through that position. There was a moment there where I wanted him to hook the leg, and as soon as he hooks the leg, it's 2, and that moment just didn't happen.
We did have a pair of ranked wins today, both Maddie and Steven. Tell me about if that was something that you expected out of them or something that's been long term.
I think that, I'll start with Maddie. I believe that he went out and found a way to get that done. And he needed to do that for himself. He needed to have that moment. Kind of expect that out of Stephen Little. True freshman, I don't care. He doesn't care. And I think he's going to be pretty exciting to watch in the future. He's going to be a tough one. He's going to be tough to beat. Like a lot of these guys, he's going to put a lot of people on notice quick next year. And he's at a weight class, and he's got the right body style and the body type to win at a high level at that weight. So, I didn't know what to expect in Maddie's match. I knew what he was capable of, but when it came to Steven, I had full expectations that that was going to happen. And candidly, I thought he would win by a couple more takedowns. But he showed some really good poise as a true freshman. He showed some real big heart, a little banged up going into that match, and found a way to get it done. There were probably 3 different scenarios that if he wasn't a little bit banged up, he would have won those as well.
How much did having hit? Obviously, you guys get the forfeit from them early, and then we have to back up. So first off, what did you think of Brennan just coming in as a freshman?
Man, I mean, another guy, like, I know how good he is, and I think just like last week with Brendan Abden, like, you can't let the moment get to you and try to hold on through the match. And I think the moment got to him. And I don't think that'll happen anymore. I think that's one of those things he's going to learn from. But it's a long match. and you make it longer when you try. It's like holding water in your hands. When you try to hold on for a win and you get up big, and it's like holding water in your hands, and it's either going to go out or time's going to run out.
But you think Joey and Maddie did a good job just sort of flipping? There was a little stretch where it looked like they could just sort of take over the match, and then you get those two guys back to back, and all of a sudden it stays basically neck and neck and gives you guys that shot down the stretch.
I think Joey's a good example of what we needed to do in those other matches. I think that they both gave us an opportunity to win that duel, and they did what they had to. And I actually think Joey did more than what he had to. Joey could have got away with just probably holding on in some positions and winning, and that's what we want. Joey's an example of what we want from everyone who is in a position to win.
What's going to be, you guys have had this really good home stretch, and you had a great crowd today. Now you guys are going to have to go do it on the road in environments when it's going to be shoes on the other foot.
Yeah.
How do you think there's some better guys in this group, but there's also some young guys. How do you think this group's going to handle that when the momentum starts when the momentum does start going the other way, and the guys and the crowd is going the other way as well?
We've been in this position a lot, and our guys always respond. Last week we had a bitter taste in our mouth. After that duel, it was just a awful feeling, and they responded today, and they put themselves in positions to win, and I expect them to do the same. We've competed well on the road this year. We really, I think outside of our Southern Illinois tournament, I don't feel like we wrestled really bad on the road. We've managed our weight well all year, which is super important to competing on the road, because there's a lot of variables that happen on the road, and I think we've been disciplined with those, and it's put us in position to get wins on the road and to compete at a high level.
One last big Pac-12 weekend ahead of us next weekend. What are you going to take from today, and what is it going to take to outsmart this next weekend?
Not holding on to win. And I know that seems like I'm beating a dead horse, but you can't get up a couple takedowns, put guys to their back, almost get takedowns and shut her down, right? You got to finish your matches strong. If we finish our matches strong, and you go back and look at our duels, our records flip-flopped. We win 5 or 6 matches against certain teams, and we win the duel, but when you look at the score, it's different, right? And it's those moments that change the whole duel. And I expected, next weekend to be a dogfight. Arizona State, top 5 team in the country. Cal Poly. The results have been up and down, but let me tell you something, they're stinking tough. Bakersfield, they make their money off being tough. That's where they show up. We're going into their house, and we beat them there last time in their house, and they're going to be coming for blood. And I believe we'll respond in the right way.